Aisha was just 16. She was not the smartest girl in her school. She was not the richest, and she was not very good at English. But Aisha had something different. A big dream. She wanted to become a successful businesswoman. She wanted to prove to everyone that she was more than just a poor girl from a small town. Every day she came to school wearing old shoes and a bag with torn sides. The other students laughed at her. They said, "She looks like a maid." She doesn't even speak proper English. "She will clean our houses one day." Aisha heard everything, but she didn't say anything. She only looked at them and kept quiet. The classroom shame one day, during a presentation, the teacher asked all the students to talk about their future dreams. Sarah, the most popular girl in school, said, "I want to become a fashion designer and move to London." Allie said, "I will be a doctor. My father owns a hospital." Then it was Aisha's turn. She stood up slowly. Her hands were shaking. Her voice was low. "I want to become a businesswoman. I want to start my own brand one day." The whole class laughed. One boy shouted, "With what money? You can't even buy a new bag." Even the teacher smiled and said, "Aisha, dreaming is good, but be realistic. Business needs money, English, and confidence. You should think about simple jobs." Aisha sat down. Her face was red. Her heart was broken. But deep inside, something had started to burn, a quiet fire. The safe corner after school, Aisha ran home and locked herself in her small room. Her mother, Ami, knocked on the door. "Aisha, what happened? Why are you crying?" Aisha opened the door and hugged her tightly. "Ami, they all laughed at me. They said I'll never become anything." Her mother gently touched her face and said, "People always laugh before they clap. Beta, don't listen to them. Listen to your heart." Aisha wiped her tears. "I want to prove them wrong, but how? We have no money, no support." Her mother smiled. "We may not have money, but you have me, and your courage. That's enough to start." A small spark. That night, Aisha took out her old notebook. She began writing business ideas. She loved handmade crafts. She used to make small jewelry from beads and threads. Suddenly, an idea came. Why not sell handmade bracelets online? She didn't have a phone or laptop, but her cousin Zoya had an old phone. The next morning, she went to Zoya's house. "Can I borrow your phone to take pictures of my bracelets?" Zoya looked confused but agreed. Aisha worked for hours, making 6 colorful bracelets. She took pictures, made an Instagram page called Thread Dreams, and uploaded the photos. She had no followers, no likes, no comments, but she didn't give up. Days of silence. For 5 days, nothing happened. No orders, no messages. Aisha felt like giving up, but her mother said, "Even seeds take time to grow. Keep watering your dream." So she kept posting. On the 6th day, something strange happened. A famous blogger, Mina Style, shared Aisha's bracelet picture on her story. "Look at this beautiful handmade bracelet from a small business. Support local talent." Aisha's heart raced. In just 2 hours, she got 10 orders. She couldn't believe it. Her page got 300 followers in one night. She danced with joy in her room. "Ami, they noticed me." But this happiness didn't last long. The ugly surprise. The next day in school, Sarah, the same rich girl, called Aisha to the back of the class. "So now you're a businesswoman, huh?" She laughed. Aisha didn't reply. Sarah took out her phone and showed Aisha something that made her freeze. It was a new Instagram page, Dream Threads, with the same bracelet pictures as Aisha's. Sarah had copied her exact idea, even the name. "Let's see who they follow now," Sarah said, walking away. Aisha's face turned pale. She opened her page. People were commenting, "Copycat! You stole the idea from Dream Threads. Aisha tried to reply, but nobody believed her. They thought she was the one who copied. Her dreams were breaking in front of her eyes. The breaking point, that night, Aisha didn't eat. She sat in silence. Her mother sat beside her. "You can stop now if you want," she said softly. "Or you can fight back, not with anger, but with proof, with work." Aisha looked up. Her eyes were dry now. "They all laughed at me, Ami. Now they stole from me. But I won't stop. I'll make something they can't copy. Me." A promise to herself. She took out her notebook again. This time, she didn't just write ideas, she wrote a plan. Aisha decided to learn basic business tricks from YouTube videos in Urdu. She found out how to make short videos, how to write product descriptions, how to build trust. She didn't have a fancy camera, so she used her cousin's phone again. But this time, she spoke directly to the audience. "Hello, I'm Aisha. People say I'm not good enough, that I can't dream. But I believe dreams don't need permission." That video, just 1 minute long, changed everything. Aisha's 1-minute video was not perfect. The lighting was poor. Her voice was soft, but her eyes were honest. Her words were real, and that made all the difference. Within 2 days, her video reached 10,000 views. Hundreds of people shared it. Girls messaged her saying, "You gave me hope. I feel like I'm not alone anymore. Please don't stop." Aisha couldn't believe it. "Ami, they're listening. They understand me." Her mother smiled, wiping tears from her eyes. "You see, Beta? Truth always reaches the heart." A dream. Begins Aisha decided to take her small business seriously. She started, waking up early to make new bracelet designs. She used colorful threads, beads, and little messages like, "Stay strong," "I matter," "Dream loud." She called these her hope bands. She created videos showing how she made them by hand. Simple videos, just a table, her hands, and soft music. People began ordering, not just from her city, but from Karachi, Lahore, even Peshawar. One customer wrote, "I bought this for my sister who has depression." She smiled for the first time in weeks. Those words hit Aisha's heart like lightning. This is bigger than business, she thought. I'm sending hope. The jealous eyes back at school, Sarah and her friends watched Aisha silently. They couldn't believe her page now had 7,000 followers. In class, the teacher said, "Aisha's work is going viral. She's becoming an example for young girls." Sarah rolled her eyes. At lunch, she said loudly, "It's just luck. Let's see how long it lasts." But Aisha didn't answer. She had learned success doesn't speak. It works. The first fall one day, everything changed. Aisha received a message on Instagram. "Your account will be deleted in 24 hours due to multiple reports." She was shocked. She opened her page. It was full of hate comments. "This girl is fake. She's lying for fame. Her story is all made up." Her heart sank. Within 1 hour, her page was gone. All her posts, videos, followers, everything disappeared. She felt like someone had taken away her voice. The breakdown that night, Aisha cried for hours. Why? Why me again? What wrong did I do? Her mother sat beside her, silent but strong. Then she said, "They're not attacking your work, Beta. They're attacking your courage. When weak people feel afraid, they try to break the brave." Aisha looked at her mother. "But what can I do now? Everything is gone." Her mother held her hand tightly and said, "Then build again, this time stronger." A new start the next morning, Aisha made a new page, Real Aisha Hope. She posted one picture, a bracelet on her wrist with one word, Rise. She wrote, "They broke my page, but not my spirit. I'm not here for likes. I'm here for every girl who has been told she's not enough." Let's rise together. That post alone got over 5,000 likes in one day. People came back, stronger, louder, more loyal. The call that changed everything. One afternoon, Aisha got an email from a woman named Nadia Raymond. Subject: "We want to feature your story." Aisha read it 3 times. Nadia was a journalist from a major digital news platform. She had seen Aisha's post and wanted to interview her for a series on teen entrepreneurs of Pakistan. "Are you ready to tell your story to the world?" The email ended. Aisha showed the message to her mother. Ami smiled proudly and said, "You're not just making bracelets anymore, Beta. You're building bridges." The interview day, Aisha was nervous. She didn't own any fancy clothes. She wore her neatest white kurta and light blue scarf. Her mother brushed her hair and said, "Just be yourself." The interview was filmed in her small room. No expensive lights. No fancy background. Just Aisha, her story, and her bracelets. She said, "When people said I wasn't good enough, I believed them for a while. But then I thought, who are they to decide my worth? I started with 0. No money, no help, no English. Just courage and my mother's prayers." That video was uploaded with the title, "Meet Aisha, the girl they laughed at, and now they applaud." Within 24 hours, it had over 500,000 views. Aisha sat in silence, staring at the message from Mr. Saeed. "Let's talk. I want to invest in you." Her hands were shaking. She had never even imagined something like this. She showed the message to her cousin Zoya. Zoya read it and said, quickly, "Wow! You're finally going to be rich." Aisha smiled but stayed quiet. She was excited, but also scared. The first meeting, Mr. Saeed arranged a video call. He was kind, well-spoken, and smart. "I saw your interview, Aisha," he said. "You have heart, and heart matters more than experience." Aisha listened carefully as he continued. "I want to help you grow. We can open a small workshop, hire a few girls from your area, and sell these hope bands globally." Aisha was speechless. "But I'm just a schoolgirl," she said shyly. "I don't know business that well." Mr. Saeed smiled. "You're already doing business. You just need a bigger stage." He offered her a deal. He would invest money. Aisha would remain the face of the brand. They would be 50-50 partners. It sounded perfect, but life never stays perfect for long. The whispering begins as soon as the news spread. People in Aisha's neighborhood started talking. Some were proud of her, but others said, "She's too young. This is all fake. No girl from our area gets this lucky. She must be doing something wrong." Aisha ignored it. But one person didn't, Zoya. Her cousin started acting strange. She stopped visiting often. She didn't reply to messages. She even unfollowed Aisha's new Instagram page. Aisha was confused. "Did I do something wrong?" she asked her mother. Her mother said softly, "Success is a mirror, Beta. It shows who your real friends are." The new chapter, Mr. Saeed, kept his promise. He rented a small room and helped Aisha set up a mini workshop. They hired 5 girls from the area, girls who had dropped out of school or needed money. Aisha trained them herself. They all wore little name tags, Dream Makers. Her dream was no longer just hers. It was growing fast. They received 200 orders in 1 week. Even TV channels started calling. Aisha felt like she was flying, but she didn't know. Someone was planning to pull her down. The photos that hurt one morning, Aisha woke up to hundreds of hateful comments. "Liar! You stole your cousin's idea. Zoya is the real owner of Thread Dreams." Aisha was shocked. She opened Zoya's Instagram page and couldn't believe her eyes. Zoya had posted old pictures of Aisha working on bracelets on Zoya's table, using Zoya's phone. In the caption, she wrote, "The truth no one wants to. Here. I supported her from day one. Now she's famous and acting like I never existed. Some people will do anything for fame. Aisha's heart dropped. People started believing Zoya's words. You used her, some said. Your success is fake, others wrote. Even a few influencers stopped supporting her. The silent pain Aisha didn't know what to say. Her own cousin, her first helper, had turned against her. She didn't sleep that night. She didn't eat the next morning. Her mother sat beside her and said softly, You trusted her. That's not your mistake. Her jealousy is not your burden. But Aisha felt broken. Ami, people think I'm a fraud. Her mother gently held her face. Then show them the truth. The comeback video Aisha made one more video. This time, no music, no fancy lighting, just her. Sitting on the floor of her small workshop, she spoke clearly. I started with nothing. Yes, my cousin helped me at the beginning, and I'm thankful, but this dream, this work, is mine. I stayed up at night. I made the designs. I made the videos. I didn't steal anyone's idea. I just refused to stay small. If you believe in me, thank you. If you don't, that's okay. But I will keep working. For every girl who has been told, you're not good enough. That video changed everything again. The real response, thousands of comments flooded in. We believe you, Aisha. Don't stop. Jealousy always makes noise. Keep walking silently. People started reporting Zoya's post. Influencers shared. Aisha's video, Mr. Saeed posted it on his company page with the caption, I stand with honesty. Aisha's followers crossed 100K that week, but the best moment came when a girl from a remote village messaged her. Because of you, I've started making hand-stitched bags. You gave me courage. Aisha smiled with tears in her eyes. That's all I ever wanted. Aisha couldn't believe what she had just heard. Sarah, the same girl who made fun of me? She owns a fashion brand now? Mr. Saeed nodded on the call. Yes, Sarah & Co. She's grown fast in the last year. And she saw your interview. She wants to meet and talk about a possible collab. Aisha felt her hands go cold. The same Sarah who had once laughed at her dream. The same girl who told the class she was just wasting time. Now wanted to work with her? Flashback. The bully in class Aisha remembered school clearly. Sarah was the popular girl, loud, stylish, always surrounded by her group. Aisha was the quiet one. No fancy phone, no makeup, just a notebook and some thread in her bag. One day in class, when the teacher asked about dreams, Aisha had said, I want to start my own business, something with handmade crafts. Sarah had laughed loudly. Crafts? Like those silly bracelets you sell for 50 rupees, please. Everyone in the room laughed with her. Aisha had gone home crying that day. But now, things had changed. The meeting day, Mr. Saeed arranged the meeting at a cafe. Aisha arrived early, nervous but calm. She wore a simple white scarf and carried her handmade journal. At 11 a.m. sharp, Sarah entered. She wore high heels, sunglasses, and a strong perfume. But her smile, it wasn't the same confident smile from school. It looked forced. Hi, Aisha, Sarah said, sitting down. Long time. Aisha nodded politely. The conversation, Sarah spoke first. So, I saw your brand. Very impressive. You've built a real voice. Thank you, Aisha replied softly. Sarah continued. My company is looking for a new campaign. Something real, something with emotions and power. And I thought, maybe we could work together. Aisha raised her eyebrows. You want to use my bracelets in your campaign? Sarah smiled. Yes. You'll get a small feature, and it'll give your brand a big push. Think about it. Exposure, big names, bigger sales. Aisha looked at her hands, then looked up. I don't need a small feature, Sarah. I'm not looking to fit in anymore. I've built my own space. There was silence. Sarah's face changed. So you're saying no? Aisha took a deep breath. I'm saying I've waited too long to be seen. I won't be anyone's background story again. Sarah gave a dry laugh. Still emotional, I see. No, Aisha said calmly. Now I'm just clear. The picture that went viral. After the meeting, Aisha posted a picture of her journal. She wrote, "Once, she laughed at my dream. Today, she wants to share it. Never forget. People remember power, not pain. But your pain is your real power." The post exploded. Thousands of girls shared it with hashtags like Know Your Worth, From Laughed to Leader Sarah and Co. stayed silent. But Aisha's brand hit 150K followers that week. The unexpected apology. 2 days later, Sarah sent a private message. I was wrong. I was mean to you in school. I see your strength now. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I just wanted to say, sorry. Aisha stared at the message. Her heart was heavy. Should I forgive her? She asked her mother. Her mother said gently, Beta, forgiving doesn't mean trusting, but it sets you free. Aisha replied, Thank you, Sarah. I accept your apology. I've moved forward. I hope you do too. A surprise gift that weekend, Aisha received a big package. It had a note. To Aisha, you reminded us what real power looks like. We want to help grow your dream. It was from Hearts United, a charity organization that supports women entrepreneurs. They had seen her post and wanted to sponsor a full production house for her bracelet brand, machines, tables, tools, rent, all covered. Aisha couldn't believe it. It's happening, Ami, she whispered. My dream is becoming real. Aisha couldn't sleep. The picture from the email was still in her mind. Mr. Saeed shaking hands with Zoya. Zoya, the cousin who betrayed her. Mr. Saeed, the man who helped build her dream. Why were they together? Why didn't he tell me? Questions circled in her head like a storm. She didn't want to believe it. But the doubt had already entered her heart. Aisha starts searching. The next morning, Aisha opened her laptop. She searched everything about Mr. Saeed. She found his LinkedIn, his company profile, interviews, but nothing strange. Then she searched Zoya's name. That's when she saw something that made her freeze. A local blog post, 3 months old, titled New Startup Dream Threads Brings Hope from the Streets, featuring Zoya as the founder. Her designs looked exactly like Aisha's, same thread style, same hope bands. Even the slogan was similar. Dreams stitched by courage. Tears filled Aisha's eyes. Did he steal my idea and give it to her too? Her mother's advice. She showed the blog to her mother. Her mother looked shocked, but calm. Maybe there's a reason. Don't jump to conclusions. Talk to Mr. Saeed. But Aisha felt something crack inside. I trusted him. I thought he was different. Her mother gently held her hand. If he is lying, the truth will show itself. But don't destroy everything. In anger, the confrontation call Aisha called Mr. Saeed. He picked up with his usual cheerful voice. Aisha, big news. I've arranged a meeting with investors for next week. They love your story. She interrupted him. Did you work with Zoya before me? Silence. Mr. Saeed took a breath. Aisha, I was going to tell you. I worked with Zoya briefly, months before we met. She came to me with some designs, but she wasn't serious. She quit. Aisha's voice was cold. Then why is she running a business now? With my designs? Mr. Saeed sounded nervous now. I don't know. I didn't help her with that. I only supported you, Aisha asked quietly. Did you send her my samples, my ideas? He replied firmly, Never. But she wasn't sure if she believed him. Doubt and distance after the call, Aisha stopped replying to Mr. Saeed's messages. She didn't go to the workshop for 2 days. The girls kept calling her. Orders were piling up. Her brand was growing, but her heart was shrinking. She felt alone again. Was everyone just using me? Flashback. A promise to herself. Aisha remembered the night she first dreamed of starting Thread Dreams. It was raining. She was sitting near a broken window with thread in her hands. She had whispered to herself, "One day, people will wear my hope bands and feel strong, and no one will laugh again." She had promised to never stop, no matter who hurt her. She wiped her tears. "I won't give up now. I've come too far." Her mother's words. Again. That night, her mother said, "If you want to know the truth, go find it. Don't sit here in silence, face the people." And so Aisha made a plan. She would go and meet Zoya. Face to face with Zoya, she reached Zoya's house the next afternoon. Zoya opened the door and looked surprised and nervous. "What are you doing here?" Aisha stayed calm. "I just want to talk." Zoya hesitated, then let her in. They sat in the same room where they once laughed together, ate together, dreamed together. Aisha asked quietly, "Why did you copy my designs, Zoya?" Zoya looked down. "Because I was jealous. You were getting attention, fame, support. I was left behind." Aisha stared at her. "You were my sister. Why didn't you just tell me?" Zoya looked up, tears in her eyes. "Because I knew you'd forgive me, and I didn't deserve it," she added. "Mr. Saeed didn't help me. I started my own thing after I saw your success." "I'm sorry." Truly, Aisha felt something strange inside, relief and pain mixed. So he was telling the truth. Zoya nodded. "He's not like us. He's honest." A message of peace. Aisha stood up and said, "I don't hate you, Zoya, but I can't trust you again. Not yet." Zoya nodded silently. As Aisha left, she felt something lift from her chest. She had faced the truth, and it hadn't broken her. The big decision that night, Aisha called Mr. Saeed. "I'm sorry for doubting you," she said. "I was scared. I didn't know who to trust." Mr. Saeed replied kindly, "You've been hurt a lot, Aisha. I understand, but I'm proud you faced it." She smiled. "Let's move forward. We've got work to do." Aisha's TED Talk moment. New twist! 2 weeks later, Aisha was invited to speak at a women's event. Standing in front of 300 women, she said, "They said I wasn't good enough, that I was too small. But now people wear what I make, and every thread in my bracelet is a thread of a battle I won." The audience gave her a standing ovation, and one woman in the crowd was recording silently, Zoya. Aisha sat alone, the lights off. Her laptop screen was the only glow in the room. She replayed the video for the 3rd time. There was no doubt. The girl in the video was Zara, one of her oldest team members. Zara was opening the cash drawer after hours, looking left, looking right, then quickly sliding money into her bag. "No, not Zara," Aisha whispered. "She was with me from the beginning. Why would she do this?" Her heart felt heavy. Another betrayal, another crack in her dream. Flashback. Who was Zara? Zara was one of the first girls Aisha had hired. She came from a poor neighborhood. She had a big smile and even bigger dreams. She used to say, "Baji, one day I'll open my own small workshop just like you." Aisha trusted her like a sister. She gave her the keys to the office. She even helped pay for her father's medicine once. How could she steal from me? How long was she doing this? Secret investigation. Begins Aisha. Didn't react immediately. She didn't confront Zara. Not yet. Instead, She checked the accounts quietly. She found small amounts missing over the last few weeks. Not enough to notice, unless you looked closely. She also checked the CCTV footage from the last 10 days. 3 times, late evening, Zara had stayed alone, and money had gone missing. Her hands shook. I trusted her. I gave her everything. A talk with. Mr. Saeed. Aisha called Mr. Saeed. She sent him the video. His voice was calm but serious. This is hard, Aisha, but you have to decide. Do you protect her or protect the dream? Aisha replied softly, I don't want to destroy anyone's life, but I won't let anyone destroy what we've built. The confrontation, Next morning, Aisha asked Zara to meet her in the office early. No one else was around. Zara walked in smiling. Good morning, Baji. Aisha stayed silent for a moment. Then she said quietly, I know about the money. Zara froze. Her face turned pale. Aisha continued, I saw the video. Please tell me the truth. Tears filled Zara's eyes instantly. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I was desperate. She fell to her knees. My father's surgery, the hospital bills. I didn't know what else to do. Aisha's eyes were wet now, too. Then why didn't you ask me, Zara? I would have helped. But stealing? From your own people, Zara sobbed. I was ashamed. I thought you'd say no, or think I was using you. Aisha stood silently, then said, I'm not the police. I'm not here to punish you, but I can't let this go. You've broken trust. Zara whispered. Are you firing me? Aisha replied, painfully. I'm asking you to step away for now. Maybe one day we can start again. But right now, I need to protect this family. Zara stood, crying quietly, and walked out. Pain in leadership. That evening, Aisha sat with her journal. She wrote, Success doesn't just bring light, it also brings shadows. But I will not let darkness win. She posted a quote on her page. Even strong trees lose a leaf or two, but they don't stop growing. Thousands of comments poured in. Girls shared their own stories of betrayal. The pain was real, but the love was louder. The Paris invitation. 2 days later, Aisha packed her bags. She was flying to Paris for the fashion project. It was the biggest moment of her life. A global platform, real designers, cameras, lights. Before leaving, she visited her workshop. All the girls stood up and clapped for her, even the youngest one. Minu handed her a card. Good luck, Baji. You make us believe in dreams. Aisha smiled. I will carry all of you with me. Arrival in Paris. Paris was magical. The streets, the buildings, the scent of fresh bread, everything felt like a dream. She was taken to a studio where top designers were already working. They handed her a sketchbook. We want a design from your heart, said the lead designer. Not something trendy, something real. Aisha opened her notebook, the same one she had since day one. She began drawing. Aisha stared at the photo in her hands. The picture was dark, a little blurry, but it clearly showed someone sneaking into her workshop at night. It wasn't Zara. It wasn't any of her workers. Who is this person? And how did they get in? The warning note played in her mind. Your success has made enemies. Be careful when you return. Suddenly, her Paris victory felt unsafe. A quiet return 2 days later, Aisha returned to her city. There were no big celebrations. No cameras. She didn't tell anyone she was coming early. She wanted to see everything with her own eyes. Before anyone knew, she went straight to the workshop early in the morning. The doors were locked properly. Everything looked normal. Until she checked the back door. The small side window was broken, covered with a thin paper sheet. This wasn't here before, she whispered. Someone had broken in. Secret camera. Set up Ayesha didn't panic. She called Mr. Saeed and told him everything. He advised, don't confront anyone yet. Let's set up hidden cameras inside the workshop. We need proof. That afternoon, she installed 2 small cameras, one near the front desk, one near the back room where supplies were kept. Then she acted normal, smiled, worked with the girls, took orders, but inside her heart was alert. Strange hints. Begin over the next 3 days, little things started to go wrong. A big shipment of threads was missing. Some customer orders were deleted from the system. One girl received a fake message that Aisha had fired her. Someone was trying to break her team from the inside. The truth revealed on the 4th night, Aisha stayed late at the workshop, hiding in her office. At 11:42 p.m., she saw movement on her screen. Someone had entered from the back, wearing black. Gloves on, the person walked toward the computer and began typing. Aisha held her breath. She zoomed in. It was Ramin, her own cousin, the same cousin who once said, "Let me help with your accounts, Baji. I'll keep things organized." Aisha's hands trembled. Why Ramin? Why you? The confrontation. The next day, Aisha called Ramin to her office. She showed her the video. Ramin's face turned pale. At first, she stayed silent. Then she burst out, "You got everything, Aisha. Everyone loves you. What about the rest of us? What about me?" Aisha was shocked. "You were part of this from day one. I trusted you." Ramin replied coldly, "Trust doesn't feed hungry mouths. You get awards, interviews. I get orders, to file and tea to serve." Aisha's voice cracked. "So you tried to destroy everything I built?" Ramin looked away. "I didn't want to destroy it. I just wanted to show you that you're not untouchable." A hard decision. Aisha sat quietly for a long moment. Then she said, "Ramin, you didn't just betray me. You betrayed every girl in this workshop. This place is not just about me. It's about us." She handed Ramin a paper. "I won't file a police case, but you're not allowed here anymore." Ramin didn't argue. She took the paper and left without another word. The team reacts. When the girls found out what had happened, some were angry, some were sad. But Aisha gathered them all and said, "Success brings light, but light also attracts shadows. We cannot stop darkness, but we can stand together and protect our flame." Her voice was strong again. "This workshop will not fall. A new chapter begins." Ayesha introduced a security policy, trained the girls in basic cyber safety, and formed a small trust team, girls who would check and protect their shared space. She also started a fund to support workers in crisis, so no one would feel the need to steal or hide pain again. The workshop began to feel stronger, safer, like a real family. Global recognition. Few days later, an article was published online. Pakistani girl builds hope with thread. Now, a global name. The article went viral. People from all over the world began sending emails. TV shows wanted to interview her. NGOs wanted to collaborate. One message came from the United Nations. They wanted her to speak at a global women's summit as a voice of courage. Aisha couldn't believe it. Me, from a small broken home, standing on a world stage? The letter in Aisha's hand was shaking. "You may have survived the fire, but the ashes still remember you." The small, burnt piece of her old thread book. It was real. It still smelled like smoke. Her mind went back to 7 years ago, the day her mother's old house caught fire. The day her stepbrother, Faizan, disappeared. Flashback. The fire that changed everything. She remembered it like yesterday. A cold night. A heated argument. Faizan wanted to sell the house, take the money, and leave. Her mother refused. So did Aisha. "We can build something here," she had said. That night, a fire broke out in the storage room. The house was half burnt. Aisha and her mother barely escaped. Faizan was never seen again. Everyone said he ran away in fear. But now, this letter meant he never left, and he still remembered. The UN summit. Aisha didn't tell anyone about the letter. She packed for the United Nations Women's Summit, held in Geneva. It was the biggest moment of her life. Her name was listed, beside powerful women from around the world. On the flight, she kept thinking, why now? Why did he send this letter right before the summit? She had no answers, only fear. But she had come too far to stop now. The speech that changed everything. The UN hall was full. Leaders, journalists, cameras. When Aisha walked to the podium, she could barely feel her feet. But when she began to speak, her voice was clear. They said I wasn't good enough, too poor, too brown, too emotional, but I took a thread and turned it into power. She paused, then added, success is not about money, it's about impact. And if my pain can inspire even one girl to rise, then every scar was worth it. The hall gave her a standing ovation. Tears ran down her face. She had made it. A mysterious meeting. After the speech, a hotel staff member gave her a message. Someone is waiting for you in the cafe downstairs. He says he's family. Aisha's heart skipped. She walked slowly to the cafe. There, in the corner, sat a man in his mid-30s, wearing a black coat, sipping tea. She recognized his eyes. Faizan. He looked up and smiled. Long time, little sister. The conversation. Aisha sat down, her body tense. Why now? After all these years? You burned our home, Faizan. Faizan looked down. I didn't burn it. I swear. I was angry. But I didn't do that. He paused. But I did run. I was a coward. I watched you rise. From afar, and I couldn't take it. Aisha's voice was cold. So you sent the threat? The ashes? The photo? Faizan nodded. I thought, if I scare you, maybe you'll fall. Maybe the world would see you like I used to. Small. She stood up. You made me feel small for years. Now you came all the way to Geneva to pull me down? He didn't reply. She took a deep breath. You failed again, Faizan, because no matter how hard you try, I will not go back to being afraid. She turned and walked away. Back home, stronger, when Aisha returned home, the whole workshop welcomed her with flowers and hugs. They had watched her speech. Even the youngest girl said, Baji, you're famous now. Aisha smiled, but she knew. Fame wasn't her goal. Impact was. One last surprise. That night, Aisha entered the workshop alone. She wanted to write something in her journal, but instead she found a small gift box on her desk. Inside it was a bracelet made from white, red, and black thread, her own design, and a note. This dream is yours, but it lives in all of us now. Thank you for never giving up. Your girls. Tears filled her eyes. She sat down and whispered, This is just the beginning.